So, upcoming underground and special friend of the channel and producer friend Tato has released his latest EP, Recap Volume 1. For those of you who don't know who Tato is, he's been an upcoming producer ever since, I would say, 2021, where he started producing music, and he started, I guess, taking it more seriously, adapting to it, and really pursuing different genres in the mix, such as trap, reggaeton, electronic music, dubstep, and etc. Because there's just a lot of genres where he focuses on. But yeah, I mean, I've seen him flourish throughout the years. I've seen him flourish as a producer, as an engineer, because he also engineers his stuff and makes masters and stuff. And it's been just a wonderful this process to see him work. His work ethic is really cool. I collaborated with him from time to time. He's a great dude to chill out with, and he's a great producer. Honestly, yeah, he has some great ideas and some great beats, and I guess one of the freshest beats that I've heard right now in the modern landscape of music. And I was honestly a shock to see that he would come up with a producer collaboration project, a 6-track collaboration EP project. I think it is his debuted project as well, which is also very interesting and very cool. He has been putting a lot of work into this. I know there's been obviously months, if not probably years, in terms of working and assembling this thing, and I'm so hyped that I'm so hyped that there's probably a series to this, since it's categorized as volume 1. We might get a volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, and so on, which I hope we do. But yeah, anyway, I want to get into the music. It seems that the other wanted to go more into a Metro Boomin type collaboration project, or a DJ Mustard collaboration project, or I guess a producer collaboration project in general. But he was influenced in these types of music and these types of genres of music, but he wanted to put his own spin into it. Tato, if you read his biography on Spotify, he was also a huge fan of Skrillex, and was really into the dubstep electronic music scene. And you can definitely tell that because of the first track, Recapitular, has a second half which is just pure dubstep, and the entire vocals chops and vocal scratches are honestly just amazing and are well placed, and it just gave me so much nostalgia of 2015 2016 EDM dubstep type vibes, which is obviously what he wanted to pull off. I also really wanted to talk about the vocal performance in this song. The feature in this song, the feature in this song is honestly great. I wish there was, I guess, more of a range in here, more time put into this track. I wish it was longer than what it is, because it's only 2 minutes, and it's not the only song that's 2 minutes. A lot of these songs, if not almost all of these songs, are clocking around the 2 minute mark, almost not even reaching the 3 minute mark, which I think is personally a con with this record. But thankfully, it doesn't hurt it in the sense that it's not enjoyable. I understand what his vision was for this record going forward. It's really like a brief listen that you can play it anywhere. I think what Tato was trying to accomplish with this 12-minute, almost 13-minute EP, it's obviously an EP, so it's not going to be long, but going for an average runtime of 2 minutes in every track, I think he wanted to sort of give something, sort of like a demo for what's to come in the future. Sort of like, this is my debut. This is what all I'm about. I'm definitely going to obviously improve as I go on with my later project and my later songs, but there's a little taste of what to expect in the future, and I honestly appreciate a lot of what he's doing. Obviously, not everything is going to gel in together at first, but he's trying, he's experimenting, and I think for the most part, this record has a lot of strong things going on with it. And the second track, Yo Te Entiendo, featuring KOMPI, is honestly one of the best songs if not the best song of this record, personally speaking. I think KOMPI goes in a whole, just extreme in luck, almost this is a very weird analogy, 2011 Drake moment where he's just talking his stuff, he's walking his walk, and it's he's just spitting bar after bar after bar after bar. Sure, the auto-tune could get a bit overpowering, and mixing was a little bit odd in terms of his voice without auto-tune. I think it's a bit too much, a little bit, but I think how it's mixed and put in here together is good enough. The beat went hard in this one. The 808s are punchy, the kicks are punchy, and it really rolls around like if you were listening to a BZ rap session. And I like how there's continuity with here. There's a shout out bar where he shouts out Tato, which again reminds me of a Metro Boomin type thing where you're shouting out Metro. It's really just predominant about that type of stuff, and I would say it's the best example of what a 2 minute 26 brief showcase can just demonstrate for the listeners and for a for a potential new fan base of him. I would say a con that I have with this record, I know I've already emphasized this, that the length can be a bit 50-50. There's some tracks that are very short and sweet and nice and have a lot of replay value, as the one that I mentioned, Yo Te Entiendo or Recapitular. But I think a song that I felt needed a bit more development was Universitaria, which is the third track featuring Ouzely. I think it's a cool idea. It's more for reggaeton bop. It has that plantation and foundation laid down there. It's cool, especially in the second half where it goes a bit more chopped up in there. I like it. It's cool, but it feels like it's missing a proper structure. It feels like maybe it could have been harder. Maybe you could have thrown in an extra feature on top of that one to, I guess, get it to the 2 minute and 30 second mark or something around there to get the energy more pumped up. The track "COMBI CHINA" I thought was a very cool sort of like Travis Scott type track, which you get these very airy pads, these very reverby drums, reverby, sort of dreamy-esque vocals, sort of like psychedelic in a sense. It reminded me a lot of Astroworld and Highest in the Room, that sort of phase, 2018, 2019 Travis, where it's very oozy, very dreamy, very euphorial. It's a very nice listen, honestly. It's a cool track to, I guess, play it when you're like almost in a trance, or you're just like not thinking that much. You just want to chill and just lay it down. It's a very cool track to play there. The track "MOCHA" featuring Yamuu is honestly a brave attempt at going a bit more dancehall / EDM inspired here. There's a cool transition going in halfway through the song where we get more chopped up vocals in here, a bit more pitched down, much more reverb into these vocals. It feels more spaced out, more airy. And it's a straight up bop, in my opinion. It's honestly a straight up bop. It feels more like a party anthem, a party banger. But then again, I guess the con that I keep bringing up is more of like it could have been a bit longer and it could have been extended more. I guess that's my con that I have for some of these tracks. It's like, obviously this is supposed to be a demo, which I'm giving it, its props and stuff like that. And I get the brief listen feeling where it doesn't take too long. It's like you can play it and it ends quickly. It doesn't overstay its welcome. But there were some parts, especially in this song, which I really want to listen more. If there's an extended version for this song, I would definitely love to hear an extended version with this. There being an extra beat switch up or something like that, it would be very nice. But this song, I think, just shows how much of a, I guess, sound junkie Tato is in terms of like showcasing, hey, I mean, this is what I think represents me as an artist, and these are and this is how I want to, I guess, experiment or challenge myself as a musician. He wants to go on different routes, and I think MOCHA was a cool example of, hey, I can do some electronic with some dancehall type inspired elements. The outro track, Mentalidad, featuring Favvio, which I believe they have collaborated before in other tracks. I think Nublao and other singles as well. They have a strong bond together in terms of music. Again, kind of resembles the elements that MOCHA brought into the track. I think it's a bit tighter in comparison. There's a bit more of a layout established here. It's more consistent with the flow and the narrative and stuff like that. It has that trance vibe that it has as well. But yeah, I think honestly, as a finale, it's not bad at all. I think it's honestly cool. I think it's tight. I think the whole like kick, the rhythmic kick section was pretty cool. And honestly, I was like kind of fantasizing about like adding an extra part which almost like Jersey beat inspired with the kicks. It would have been cool as well. But yeah, just probably getting ahead of myself. Just, I guess, throwing in ideas in there because I'm a producer as well. But yeah, I guess talking more in an overall perspective with this EP, this short project here, we got over here again clocking around the 13-minute mark, and it's Tato's debut project. I think he did a pretty good job in here, I guess, in encapsulating of what he wants to bring to the table, what can he do with a group of underground artists, and what I guess he can do and expand for future projects. And I honestly cannot wait to see what he has in store, because this record over here I think is a very good listen, and definitely get this thing a listen. And it's honestly like a very feel good record, feel good vibes type of record, which I can see myself playing throughout the summer, because it's a very short, concise listen, and it offers a lot. It's honestly like a brief drive type of listen that you get a lot of excitement from. But yeah, those are all of my thoughts on this record. I guess what would I rate this record? Because a lot of people are just curious. I'm gonna give this thing a light 7 out of 10. I think it's really solid. I think it's pretty tight. Sure, it can, I guess, go harder in some elements, but then again, this is sort of like a demo project. It's a debut. I'm not gonna go too hard on it, and I think overall it's a very entertaining listen for what it offers. If you guys enjoyed this video and this review, leave a like down below. Subscribe and turn notification bell so you miss an upload from me. And yeah, stay safe from COVID, even though it's not a huge thing anymore. Peace out, and listen to Recap Volume 1 by Tato.